Hey singers, welcome back to the weekly warm-up. Today we are talking about marking, and I don't mean writing notes in your music, which is something that I really want you to do. Write in your rhythms, circle your mistakes so you don't have to do them again. But today the marking we're talking about is the other sense of the word, which is saving your voice in rehearsals. So oftentimes, maybe in a late stage rehearsal before the performance, your conductor might say to you, save your voices, you can mark. And unfortunately, the way that a lot of us do this without kind of doing it in a thoughtful manner results in more vocal effort and more vocal wear and tear than just singing normally. So today I want to show you 5 ways that you can mark really well so that you actually do save your voice and continue to improve your singing so the performance can be the best it can be. The first trick for marking is probably the first thing that came to your mind, which is just singing more quietly. Now, if you're a person for whom loud singing is effortful, then this is just a no-brainer. It's easy. Just take out some of the volume and everything feels easier. However, if you are like me, it might be easier to sing well when you're singing loudly. It's easy to tap into support, to tap into resonance. And what I find happens to me is that if I try to save my voice by just singing quietly, I often will either compress my voice down so I feel like I'm still really physically engaged, but just really kind of bottled up at the top, or I drop the support out altogether and just sing from my neck. Neither of these things helps to save my voice. In fact, to the contrary, I come out of the rehearsal feeling even more exhausted than if I had sung full voice. If this is you, I want to make sure you check out the video on singing quietly. The really essential elements for making sure that when you sing quietly, you don't do yourself more harm than good are making sure that you're still singing from below the neck, so with support, and that the air is allowed to flow. The second idea for marking is to drop the octave. So I recently sang in the chorus of Carmina Burana. This is a perfect place where, that opening sequence, this O fortuna velut luna, that opening is super bombastic, super loud, and it's an octave up from where I just sang it. If I were to mark it in a rehearsal, a really easy way to make it less effortful would be to sing it down the octave. However, this is a skill that you do have to practice because let's say you take that technique and you get to the end of that opening phrase, statu variabilis. Here you're going to want to flip up into the original octave, semper crescis, instead of statu variabilis, semper crescis. If you have to stay down the low octave the whole time, you're going to wear yourself out for other reasons because now you're singing too low for too long. So make sure that you are practicing the skill of mentally flipping between octaves. And I also have a video pretty recent about that, so I'll link that below. A third technique would be to take out some of the length of notes. Now, I don't mean singing faster. What I'm talking about here is actually to just drop out of long held notes before they are over and then putting the final consonant where it belongs. This is actually a great practice technique because not only does it save you the vocal wear and tear of holding the note the whole time, but it forces you to really cement for yourself the rhythm of where that final consonant goes. So maybe in that Carmina Burana excerpt, you might really hold that final note for a long time. Statu variabili. Just drop out. That's one where the final consonant, that S, is going to be given by the conductor anyway. So there's no benefit to you in practice to just hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it. Just drop out. Okay, the fourth do for marking is one that was originally a don't, but I'm a positive person. I want to think of things on the positive side. Do maintain your rhythm. When you are marking, be sure that you don't allow the rhythmic structure to kind of become soggy as you take out some of the volume or lower the octave. It's really, really important that your rhythms stay firm. Rhythm costs you nothing in terms of physical effort, but it does require that your brain really stay on target. And that is really essential for you to continue to improve up to the performance. So make sure that your rhythm is accurate and energized. And then the fifth thing really ties in with that, which is do maintain your text. For some people, it might seem like you could But in fact, what I've found over years of working with so many volunteer singers is that generally the areas of deficit tend to not be in sort of pitch learning, but in matching the words to the text, especially if they're in a foreign language. So when you're trying to take it easy, make sure that taking it easy happens within the context of the language done in an energized way, right on time, in the correct rhythm. Another benefit of maintaining your language there is that consonants, when they're done not in a pressurized way, but in a way that is engaged with your support, will help you to really tap into that energized support, r, g, b, and will also place the voice high and forward automatically. So staying with your text, keeping the text really engaged is an absolute benefit to you in saving your voice. So don't let those consonants drop out. So that's your quick and dirty guide to marking well. I hope that these little upgrades will help you to actually save some vocal effort so that you're in the best possible shape for your performance. Good luck. Let me know what marking tips you have, and thank you for your time today. See you next week.